What's going on, vibers? It's your boy J.S. Vaughn. And guess what, y'all? We back with another one. Today's track is called Knowledge is Power. And it's by your boy Akala. You know what I mean? Let's jump right into it, fam. Let's go.
We claim we're loving this hip-hop, are we ready to understand it in this fullest cultural sense? Beyond this useless branding, beyond the stories that keep feeding us the common myth. People started rapping in the 70s, what a bunch of shit.
Ooh. I like how he said that, yo. We claim we love this hip hop and we ready to understand it in the fullest culture state beyond it unless Brandon beyond the story that keeps us feeding us in common myths. People started hip hop in the 70s. That's bullshit. You know what I mean? Cause like hip hop been around for way longer than that. So I see what the fuck he talking about and shit. And it's been around in different forms and whatnot. So if that's what he's talking about, literally, where the style came from, or if he's just talking about the name, because the whole format of hip hop been around for a long time. Let's go.
Stories that keep feeding us the common myth. People started rapping in the 70s, what a bunch of shit. Done with the talk, loving New York for impact on my heart. But let's not pretend there was no foundation to this art, because KRS-ONE and Bam would be the first ones to say birth of hip hop runs far deeper within our veins.
You see that? I like that. He said, and he knows his history. So he said, KRS-One and African Bambada. That's what BAM stand for. I'm thinking would say the first of hip hop, of birth of hip hop runs deeper within our veins and whatnot. You know what I mean? And I think he's gonna go back to the freaking. Let's go, man. I don't just want to fucking hear what the fuck he said.
And Bam would be the first ones to say birth of hip hop runs far deeper within our veins. Before Kool Herc came to New York pumping 100 watts, before the Watts prophets, last poets and Gil Scott, before there was jazz, before there was blues, before there was Cab Calloway, before the whips and ships and all the tragedy, before
Okay, man. I like the way this goes, man. Nice bars. Let's go.
was blues, before there was Cab Calloway, before the whips and ships and all the tragedy, before was stripped of knowledge of a cultural anatomy. You could be apart for generations, you're still family. Before there was slaves, fuck the bullshit about.
I like that, man. Before it was slaves. Fuck the bullshit about slave music.
Could be apart for generations, you're still family. Before there was slaves, fuck the bullshit about slave music. They must have had a cultural base to even produce it. The schools of Timbuktu, they already knew the cycles of the planet and the motions of the moon. 150 years before Galileo, check it. A medieval Benin's in the Guinness Book of Records, and all of them cultures there. They had the griot speaker, a storyteller, musician, poet, and history keeper.
You hear that shit? And he telling you how, and he keep on going back. He every time he goes back by whatever he mentions is a form of freaking hip hop. Even the way I'm not gonna even fucking lie. Even the way that freaking I think this might be a stretch, but even the way the indigenous people and the Hawaiian people story tell about the past and shit, it's on a rhythmic way, in like a poetic type way and shit that like embodies the format of hip hop. You know what I mean? Even poetry is a form of hip hop. Spoken word is a form of hip hop. So if you keep on searching back and whatnot, hip hop as a form of freaking let's go, man. And he said the storytelling, music, poet, and history keepers and whatnot. You know what I mean? So I've done a couple of freaking videos on. I've reacted to a couple of videos where people was like telling me like, yo, my G, yo, this is a true story. You know what I mean? It's in song, but that's how our culture like told stories from the past and whatnot. And I got schooled real fast, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, my bad, man. I should have took that shit seriously. You know what I mean? So this is wild. You know what I mean?
Just there, they had the griot speaker, a storyteller, musician, poet, and history keeper who had to memorize a couple thousand oral epics. The tradition still exists today, but it could get neglected. And hip hop needs to be understood in this fullest context, not a product of the hood. Cause more.
And he said, and hip hop needs to be understood in a fullest content, not just as a product of the hood, because that's a fact. You know what I mean? It needs to be respected 150%, all the facets, because it's not just a hood thing anymore. You know what I mean? That shit is 100% worldwide. You know what I mean?
Be understood in this fullest context, not a product of the hood. Cause Miles Davis was rich and still played with the same feeling. It's that cultural memory. Go and ask Stevie, Ella Fitzgerald, Scatton's basically rapping. When you know we lost our languages, you know what has happened. So when you hear somebody rapping, the base of it is African.
He said, when you heard somebody's rapping, the base of it is African. Come on, man. We already know that. Y'all did know that, right? You know what I mean? Let's go.
Languages, you know what has happened. So when you hear somebody rapping, the base of it is African. It ain't about excluding no one. It's just accurate. Knowledge is power.
Oh, this sound like freaking. I think, who said that shit? The knowledge is power. That's fucking KRS-One, right? I think that's. I think that's KRS-One that said that shit. I'm not too sure.
No one, it's just accurate. Knowledge is power. Don't let them tell you by yourself. Never, that's your wealth. Knowledge is power. If you don't feed your mind, how can it live in health? Knowledge.
I like that, yo. If you don't feed your mind, how can it live in health? That's what's up.
Power. If you don't feed your mind, how can it live in health? Knowledge is power. Don't let them tell you by yourself. Never, that's your wealth. Knowledge is power. Look around, hip-hop's become this global voice. But we must understand its roots so we can have a choice. How we should use it, what we should do with how to teach your students. Cause Viacom is not our cultural institution.
Ooh, I like that, yo. How to teach our children, cause Viacom is not our culture institutions. You know what I mean?
To do with how to teach your students, cause Viacom is not our cultural institution, but it will use this culture for its prostitution.
But it will use this culture for its prostitution and whatnot. It will basically, what he's saying, he will use the code, the industry, TV, the media and shit will use hip hop and prostitute the shit out of it, bitch. You know what I mean? Until there's nothing left of it, you know? Cause that's what happens with any form of freaking, anything that's popular and whatnot. It gets prostituted. You know what I mean?
It's not our cultural institution, but it will use this culture for its prostitution and our destruction. Anything but a solution, but ghetto dilemmas as bad as it's ever been. People are dead. Just ain't remembering roots of the rhythm and bass. Jambia's fingers as good as the past that assemble it. Hannah is writing. We think the pencil is, people are sacred. We think the temple is, if I'm uncomfortable, you shouldn't mention it. I'm superior, so what your sentences don't disturb.
He said, I'm superior, so worth your sentences. Let's go, man.
People are sacred, we think the temple is, if I'm uncomfortable, you shouldn't mention it. I'm superior, so what your sentences don't disturb my privilege. Pensioners living off ignorance of all the members of every one of all the people we severed off. Never one of all the people we're never soft. Any gun or the better we said.
He said, yo, every one of all the people we survived off. Never one of all the people we're never soft. Any guns or the better we sell it off. Any sum of all the cheddar we level off. Let me go back. I need to see how he's freaking saying it, because it doesn't sound right in my head, or the lyrics are fucking wrong.
I'm uncomfortable, you shouldn't mention it. I'm superior, so what your sentences? Don't disturb my privilege. Pensioners living off ignorance of all the members of every one of all the people we severed off. Never one of all the people we're never soft. Any gun or the better we sell it off. Any sum of all the cheddar we level off. Culture with suicide is a necessity to get you to worship celebrity.
Okay, cultural suicide is a necessity to get you to worship a celebrity, because people with a strong sense of themselves could say that you'll never be. You know what I mean? Oh shit, that's crazy, son. People, culture suicide is a necessarily to get you to worship celebrities, because people with a strong sense of themselves could say that you'll never be. You know what I mean? So like if you have a strong sense of who you are and shit, you know what I mean? And if you have a strong sense of your own personal culture and shit, and you're running around and another person is running around not knowing the complete truth about their culture and shit, the other person is easily to neglect anything that neglect your worth for nothing. You know what I mean? And you will take that abuse. You know what I mean? That's why we should never freaking worship celebrities, man. Anyways, yo, that's just my viewpoint and whatnot. I don't worship people, period. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's especially celebrities. Celebrities are just like us and shit with more money. You know what I mean?
Off any sum of all the cheddar we level off. Culture with suicide is a necessity to get you to worship celebrity. Because people with the strong sense of themselves could say they will never be. Knowledge is power. Don't let them tell you about yourself. Never dash your wealth. Knowledge is power. If you don't feed your mind, how can it live in health? Knowledge is power. Don't let them tell you about yourself. Never dash your wealth. Knowledge is power. When they say that knowledge ain't for you and your people, they're trying to keep you less than equal. Cause deep down in themselves, that's how they really see you less. Based on status or the places you was raised in, or the shade of your faces, degrees or bank statements. So we gotta reject whatever they said. They're never benevolent yet. Yep, you sit at a desk collecting a check. No need to ever respect.
He said, never believe it yet. Yet we sit at a desk collecting a check. No need to even respect. Mess couple with my death. A couple of thieves. Let me just fucking go back.
Benevolent, yep, you sit at a desk collecting a check. No need to ever respect. Mess, couple by death, triple by theft. Look at the rest and the rest. Transfer knowledge, transferring power. Now tell me what is left. Bliss, no, ignorance ain't. It's just a sedative, numb in the pain. Only the clever shit could ever change our development towards an aim. No, bro, push off the chain. Training the muscle is training the brain. It is the same pressure, push through the pain. Once you are strong, you are never the same.
He said, once you are strong, you are never the same. Your manner is... Your manner, your swagger, the way that you stand, the way that you work with your boys as a rapper. I've seen a killer converse with a trapper.
The muscle is training the brain. It is the same pressure, push through the pain. Once you are strong, you are never the same. Man, your swagger, the way that you stand up, the way that you work with your words as a rapper. I've seen a killer convert from a trapper to working with you.
Okay, I seen a killer convert to a trapper.
I'm telling them man up. I am not telling you ever get bad up, but if we're to fight, then we must keep a jab up. Trapper to working with you, them and telling them man up. I am not telling you ever get bad up, but if we're to fight, then we must keep a jab up. Working with you, them and your swagger, the way that you stand up, the way that you work with your words as a rapper. I seen a killer convert from a trapper to working with you, them and telling them man up. I am not.
I seen a killer convert from a trapper to working with you, them, and telling them, man, I'm not telling you it will get better, but it will. Hold up, guys. Hold on. I'm just freaking breaking in that. I'm freaking breaking this shit down in my head while I'm reading it. But when When we are to fight, we must keep our jagger. Come on, people, stand up. I okay, I'm getting one more time. My bad, guys. I gotta get this because it makes freaking sense, but I need to make it make sense in my head.
The clever shit could never change. Our development towards an aim. No, bro, push off the chain. Training the muscle is training the brain. It is the same pressure, push through the pain. Once you are strong, you ain't never the same. Man, your swagger, the way that you stand up, the way that you work with your words as a rapper. I seen a killer convert from a trapper to working with you, them and telling them man up. I am not telling you ever get
To working with you and telling them to man up. Bang! There you go. That's what I meant. I had the youth shit fuck my head up for some reason. To working with you to tell them to man up. I'm not telling you that it will get better, but if we are to fight, we must keep our jabber. What's jabber?
with your words as a rapper. I seen a killer convert from a trapper to working with you, them and telling them man up. I am not telling you ever get bad up, but if we're to fight, then we must keep a jab up.
Keep a jabber.
Come on, my people, stand up. Knowledge
That's what it is, yo.
is power. Don't let them tell you about yourself. Never, that's your wealth. Knowledge is power.
Don't let them tell you about yourself. That's your wealth. That's your wealth. You know what I mean? Knowledge is power. You know what I mean? The more you know about yourself, the more knowledgeable, the more you sweat. Like you said in the beginning and at the end and whatnot. Your manner, your swagger, your swagger, the way you stand up, the way you work with your boys, as you know the way you work and you talk among people, it's a different energy that's coming out of it. You know what I mean? Because you got knowledge of power. You know what I mean? And you got power of knowledge. You know, you got both of them working together and shit. That makes you a freaking a force to be reckoned with and shit. You know what I mean? It's just like and I like, that's why at the end I took so long to freaking dive into it when he said I seen a killer convert to a trapper to work with them youths and tell them to man up. You know what I mean? Because he been through the fucking fuckery and shit. You know what I mean? He learned from his past experiences that he wasn't moving the right way and shit. And then he had enough freaking balls to go and freaking work with youth and whatnot to guide them towards a different light and tell them like on some real shit, what the fuck I was doing was fucked up and shit. Y'all little youths need to man the fuck up and shit and do what you gotta do and keep it pushing and whatnot, because that's a better way to move. You know what I mean? The way what I was doing, you know. So I definitely feel this track right here, man. Come on, people, stand up. You know what I mean? And he's just like saying like on some real shit. And the thing that he's talking about hip hop and whatnot, he's like, yo, don't let other people frame the music that comes from us. You know what I mean? We supposed to frame that shit. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the only thing that the freaking the only thing that the music industry is doing, or the freaking TV or the freaking Spotify or whatever, they making fucking money off of it. You know what I mean? They prostituting the fuck out the music throughout the world and shit. And when they done and nobody listen no more, it's gonna be useless, and they gonna push on to the next shit that's driving. And when they do that, are we still gonna be freaking vibing with the freaking music? We supposed to keep it bumping because it's our shit, and we supposed to be able to freaking make changes we're supposed to be able to freaking make the changes. I don't know what the fuck. I just went on a tantrum, and I just got lost along the way. You know what I mean? So pardon me. I just got lost. Anyways, yo, dope ass strike, dope ass energy and whatnot. You know what I mean? I hope I kind of freaking made sense in there. But anyways, yo, dope ass energy, dope ass strike, as always. You know what I mean? I hope you guys enjoyed this track as much as I enjoyed reacting to it. If you guys did, you already know what to do. Put it down there in the comment section and tell me about it. What was your favorite part of the track and whatnot? If you guys want more tracks from your boy Akila, you know what I mean? I hope I pronounced it correctly. Or any other type of video, do put it down there in the comment section. I get to it as soon as possible. You see this right here is my motherfucking thumb. I need y'all to take y'all motherfucking thumbs and shit and throw it all the way up to the motherfucking sky and shit. Show me some love and support in that way. Another way you guys can show me some love and support is by subscribing to the channel right down there all day long, all day long. And that's about it. I'm gonna check you guys out next time on the next video. Peace out, one love, and I'm out. You already know, man. I'm out.